Welcome to Gate to Wire. I'm Bruce Casella, along with Dani Gibson, our co-host, and our guest this week on this edition of Gate to Wire is jockey Silvestre Gonzalez. Welcome, Silvestre.
How we doing, guys? Appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Silvestre is a multiple stakes winning jockey that started riding in 2015. Dani, start us off.
Yeah, lots of wins here for Sylvester. Sylvester, we've talked to you about your history and everything, but I'd love to get like in the head of a jockey a little bit because it's not an everyday job. It's a very dangerous job. It's a very exciting job. When you're out in the wild, let's say, and people ask you what you do and you say that, what's that response like? Because that's not.
Yeah, they don't hear that very much. They don't hear that very often. So they first thing is they're surprised and their eyes open up. They're like, "Wow, that's awesome," And I guess the main thing they'd say to me, at least, they say, "Aren't you a little tall to be a jockey?" I guess I'm on the little bit of the taller side, but
I
then
don't
I
think
gotta.
so.
No, I think I'm pretty average, but I think mentally, some people
Yeah.
that are out and about, they think jockeys are like little midgets. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I think that's what they comes to their mind first. But yeah, I mean, I got to go into details about like it's not really about the height, it's more about the weight and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then they asked me that if I've been in the Kentucky Derby.
Uh-huh.
They're very excited about the Derby, so that always, of course, has to be one of the questions.
That's so funny. That's what I pictured.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Silvestre, what has your experience been like riding at parks and competing against such a tough colony of riders?
It's been great. I've been here about 10 years now, but all my career I basically started here and I haven't left. Of course we have year-round racing here at Park, so for me to be able to stay here is a blessing and have success is even more of a blessing.
Oh yeah. How do you get ready for a race day? So today you're going to ride three horses at Parks. How do you get ready for that?
Well, I mean, I guess our day starts pretty much at the track in the morning. We get ready in the morning and do our workouts in the morning, get on some horses, kind of loosen up a little bit. But mainly, I'll have a breakfast, like some nice over easy breakfast, and then probably an hour before my racing, I'll start loosening up. I'll get on the treadmill. I'll get on the equicizer just to loosen up a little bit, just to feel more comfortable once I'm on the horse. I just try to study my races, of course. Just little things like that. Just try to get ready for each race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you are getting ready to race, do you have a built-in strategy that you've studied before the race starts, or is it an instinct, or is it something that you talk with the trainers about? How does it work for you?
I guess it's more on like horse to horse basis, but I think my writing style is more based on like feeling and instinct. And of course, we try to include what the trainer wants into each plan, and we try to write the race accordingly. But I like to study the race a little bit and see kind of who's the speed in the race, and I kind of like to see what jockeys are in the race, just because like for here an example for Parks, we kind of ride all of us, we ride year round here, so we kind of know how some riders like to ride, and
Mhm.
we just play the break. Most of the time I'm kind of just playing the break and just hoping to get a good position.
Yeah, it's cool because I've gotten to know all you guys so well. I watch all the races and I know a lot of your habits, who likes to take back, who likes to go to the rail, who likes to swing out. So I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Um,
you just we've been here with a lot of these guys for a couple years now, so we kind of know what some riders like to do, and kind of trainer and rider combo as well,
yep.
yeah.
You're going to get the opportunity to ride up in Saratoga this week. It's Belmont Stakes Week. How is exciting is that to compete on a national stage? And you have three mounts on June 3rd, so that's pretty exciting for the Canamar season. Are you excited to be there with all the fans?
Yeah, of course. Saratoga is a very exciting place to be. When you get to walk through the crowd and everybody's cheering for you, and when you come out of the tunnel, it's an awesome feeling when you get to have the crowd next to you. Everybody wants pictures, everybody wants an autograph. It's cool.
Tell us about the partnership with the Canamarcies, because that started here at Parks and you've gotten to carry that over with some success with them up in New York.
Yeah, so Ilkai and Matt, they I met them here at Parks. They probably came with like two or three horses from like Ohio, and they started claiming here right away. And I met them and I said whatever I can help you guys with, and I started getting on some horses for them in the morning, and in the afternoon, of course, we win a lot of races together here at Parks. And naturally they wanted to go to New York and find better horses, bigger outfit. And they always throw me a bone here and there whenever they can. And I guess this year they told me that they want to take me to Saratoga for the meet. And I'm excited, so I'm ready to do that, something different.
Yeah. Yeah. And the summer racing's very busy. So we'll see at Saratoga, but you'll still be riding here at Parks as well, right?
Yeah, so Saratoga is gonna be, obviously, this week is gonna be Belmont week, so they're gonna have just this week, and then they'll go back to Aqueduct. So I'll be here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But once Saratoga meet starts, I believe I'm gonna be stable there from Wednesday to Sunday, and then try to ride here Monday and Tuesday.
Awesome.
Yeah, but wherever we can ride, summertime, wherever we
Yep.
can get some mounts, we'll be up and down the highway for sure.
Yep. The car will be getting the
Yeah.
miles on it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I'm excited. It's the best time. The weather's great, and let's just enjoy some riding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sylvester, in your mind, what does it take to be a good jockey? And also, who do you look up to? Who did you watch when you were young and see, I want to ride just like him? What's it take though?
Well, it takes a lot of courage, honestly. Just to get on these big animals, these 1,200-pound animals. You gotta have the courage and the willingness to do it. But I think I when I was growing up, I looked Jacinto Vasquez, actually, I was galloping with him, and he was telling me about his career as a successful jockey, and I think a two-time Kentucky Derby winning jockey. And I kind of looked up to him a lot, especially in my starting career as an exercise rider. He taught me a lot. Of course, I watched a lot of Ramon Dominguez
Oh, yeah.
races. Yeah. So those two guys mainly were kind of in my head most of the time that I was kind of, growing up in the racing game. And I think now, since I've been going to New York a lot, I've been watching, a lot of the New York circuit, a lot of them guys racing up there. The Ortiz brothers, of course, you got to watch them. Manny Franco, Dylan Davis. In my corner, I have Ricardo Santana. So he's in my corner. So anytime I can talk to him and get an input about what he thinks what he thinks, if I did good or if I did bad in a race. I always try to get some input from him, and try to improve our game every time we can.
Sylvester, thanks for taking us inside the mind of a jockey. What do you think is one thing the fans don't see? I mean, it's physically and mentally really tough. It's financially, it could be very up and down. So,
Yeah,
just
I think naturally we're humans. We have a home back. We have a family back home, and we always got to try to keep our family intact as well. A lot of I guess the fans, they don't get to see the family side of us.
Mhm.
But I got two beautiful daughters, and I just come back to them. As long as I come back safe to them, that's kind of what matters. And we just try to be the best we can, and try to make it balanced between work and home.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
do a
kind of
great
what I
job.
would say. Yeah, appreciate it.
Now, Sylvester, I'm a big sports fan. I watch all the sports I can watch. Is there any sport that you like other than horse racing that you like to sit down and watch?
Yeah, I've been big on basketball lately. I'm getting into the basketball. Of course, we got the finals coming up, but
Yeah, Knicks,
I've been
Knicks and
big on
Spurs.
basketball, and the Phillies. I've been watching the Phillies a lot too.
I
Yeah.
see you rock your Phillies jersey quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm getting into the sports, more now, but I kind of was more focused on just jockey and horses. That was kind of my thing right now. But, you know, I've loosened up a little bit and kind of got into more sports, and I've been working on my golf game a little bit too.
Nice. We like a
Yeah,
well-rounded athlete.
You
yeah, of
gonna
course. You know, gotta
you
have
gonna
some fun.
you gonna play in our golf outing?
I hope so.
Yeah.
When is that?
June 18th,
June 18th.
Yeah.
I hope
Thursday. You might be at Saratoga,
I
but we'll
might
try.
be in
We'll see.
Saratoga, but
Yeah.
we might try to work that out.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Who do you like, the Knicks or the Spurs in the finals?
Well, like my agent says, we don't, you know, if it's not Philly, we don't want New York to win. So
There we go.
I'm going for Spurs.
Yeah, I love watching Wemby play. That guy is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, Wimby's awesome. You know, I think he's a great athlete and one of the best right now currently. So anytime you can root for him, I'll root for him.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Danny, anything else?
No, we just got to give Sylvester's agent, the coolest guy ever, Joe Hampshire, a biggest shout out. And you guys
Oh,
have
Yeah,
been
we'll give
together
him a
for a
shout out.
while. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys had a lot of success together.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man. Hopefully he'll be around for a while and hopefully we can continue to find success.
You
that
will.
guy's in two
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, so you should take advice from him anytime you can get it. The
Oh,
guy's
for sure.
amazing.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you so much, Sylvester, for coming on. Best of luck at Saratoga on Saturday. And man, it's nice to see you again. And good luck on Saturday. And we'll see you at the races.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on again.